Hello everybody and welcome back to TEW9 and welcome back to Saving the NWA. Today, if we recall last episode, we looked at all nights of the Crockett Cup, and today we'll be booking back to the territories. But before we got into that, I thought I'd just show you a few of the talent that have left the NWA in the recent weeks. We've had Judas leave, Missa Kate, Jake Dumas, Blake Troop, Rush Freeman and Eric Smalls, who have all had their contracts expire in the last few weeks since the Crockett Cup. But again, there will be more talent coming in, there will be more talent leaving, but I will again show you those as they come up. But at the moment, we'll get straight to back to the territories. Okay, let's get on with the show. So as usual, we'll have a couple of pre-show matches before the main show, and our first is a match between La Rosa Negra and Maddie Max, which gets a 28, which again not the best match, but a good performance from La Rosa Negra, getting a 34. Maddie Max is really off a game, and it shows as she got a 14, but again it was just a short tryout match for Maddie Max. I'm quite unsure whether we are actually going to see her again. But then we move, again continuing on with the pre-show, we then move to a 40 rated segment. Actually quite a good promo from Edith Surreal. She says that she is coming to the NWA, but she is not coming alone. So still a pre-show segment, and it's taped for social media. But quite a good 40 rated segment, so a good promo from Edith Surreal. We'll then get a 39 rated segment, which is actually quite good considering who is in the match, when Gags the Gimp and Salvation, so the Miserably Faithful, defeat Anthony Bennett and Victor Benjamin. So again, another tryout match for Bennett and Benjamin. It seems like Bennett, being the best performer in the match, we may see him again, whereas I doubt we are going to see Victor Benjamin again in the future. But as for the two that are already on the roster, Salvation and Gags the Gimp both get decent ratings. Salvation seems to be the more capable of the two, so he may stick around a little bit longer than Gags the Gimp. But as we move in to back to the territories and the main show, it will open with a 44 rated segment, a really good match as Carnage defeats Dylan McKay, a first time debut on the main show for Dylan McKay. We have seen him in a few pre-show matches before this, but he debuts in the NWA at Back to the Territories, and he is defeated by Carnage. Again, a very good match, a 44. Dylan McKay holding his own with a 42 and Carnage getting a 36. So Dylan McKay is an official part of the NWA roster now after his few tryout matches. And again, we will be seeing him quite often from now on, usually in the junior heavyweight division. We'll then move to a 48 rated segment when Father James Mitchell is backstage. He has Max the Impaler, the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion, by his side. He says that Max wants to challenge Colby Corino tonight in a tag team match, as Max and James Mitchell have found a partner, and that partner is PCO. Again, they found two freaks to match with James Mitchell, and they are out for Colby Corino's blood. So we'll see if Colby Corino accepts, and if he does, who is he going to bring with him? We move from that to another good match in a 43 when the Southern Six of Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor defeat Alex Misery and Mike Seidel after Taylor submits Misery. This was for the NWA United States Tag Team Championships, so it's the first defense for the Southern Six. Again, Mike Seidel really pulling out a good rating there of a 46. Alex Taylor coming up next with a 41, and Morton and Misery slightly behind with 34 and a 28, so we can see who the best performers are there. Again, Mike Seidel is a permanent member of the roster now, so we may be seeing him a lot more. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up a few more wins in the future. But a good defense for the Southern Six, the first of their United States Tag Team Championships. We'll then move to an excellent match, a 49 rated match between the debuting Oliver Carter as he defeats Jay Bradley in about just over 9 minutes. Again, this is Oliver Carter, formerly known as Oro Mensah in the WWE in NXT, but he is now here in the NWA and he is looking for gold. He is coming for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship and he wants to be the face of that division, and it's off to a good start as he defeats Jay Bradley in his debut match. Again, getting a 48, probably one of the best performers on the roster already in his first match, but we'll definitely be seeing more of Oliver Carter here in the NWA. We'll then move to probably quite a less impressive match than we've just seen, as Oddinson defeats AJ Kazana in just over 7 minutes. Again, it's just a way to get Oddinson a win after, on the last show, he turned on The Immortals partner, Kratos. Again, it gets a 36 rating. Oddinson was really off his game and got a 33. It shows he was really off his game. He usually gets low to mid 40s, but he was really off his game today, and it shows in his rating and the rating of the match. But again, it was just to show how dominant Oddinson has now become with a good win over AJ Kazana. We then move from this to Kenzie Page and Big Mama, the NWA Women's World Tag Team Championships. Kenzie Page says she's sick of carrying around Big Mama. She doesn't even want to be a tag team champion with her anymore, and she just ups and leaves as the challengers, Miss Star and Haley J, make their entrance, leaving Big Mama all on her own to defend the tag team championships by herself. Again, 56 rating, really good rating, and we'll see how the match goes. Again, the match itself did have not the best rating. Again, I did want it to be a handicap match, but you can't defend tag team championships in handicap matches apparently on this game, so I did have to add Kenzie Page in there, but with limited involvement. But as you can see, Haley J and Miss Star do defeat Big Mama and, less to an extent, Kenzie Page when Haley J pins Big Mama, and we have new NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions in Haley J and Miss Star. Again, gets about 25 rating, not the best, but again, I did want it to be a handicap match, but we had to have Kenzie Page in there. But we do have new NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. We then get to Colby Corino. He is backstage. He says that he accepts Max the Impaler's challenge, and he has found the perfect partner. A partner that'll absolutely smoke both Max and PCO. So we'll see later on who that partner is in tonight's main event. We'll then move to a 33 rated match, so again, not the best, but this was the match that was set up on the last show, as Silas Mason pinned Mims in that 6-man tag team match, and once again he does it here. Silas Mason is your new, and I believe 2-time NWA National Heavyweight Champion. He has pinned Mims, ending Mims' quite lengthy reign with the National Heavyweight Championship, and he is now a 2-time National Heavyweight Champion. So another new champion has been crowned tonight. We'll then move to the NWA World Tag Team Championship match, where we have the Diamonds in the Rough, the Crockett Cup winners, facing Knox and Murdoch, the defending champions. And this match ends in a draw following a double countout. Again, both teams brawl all around the arena, so much so that the ref counts both of these teams out. So again, don't know what's going to happen after this match, whether that is Diamonds in the Rough's only shot at Knox and Murdoch, or whether they may have a rematch in the future. But the match does end in a double countout when neither team can answer the 10 count back into the ring. We then come back to Simon Diamond, who is furious backstage. He demands that Slade and Plunkett get their rematch against Knox and Murdoch, but this time he wants it no countouts, no disqualifications. He doesn't want anyone to be able to come in, anyone to be able to get out. He wants a steel cage. And we'll see if Billy Corgan, wherever he may be, again we still haven't seen him since the last show, we'll see if he does in fact accept these terms. We'll then go from Simon Diamond to Mike Mondo and Tom Latimer. Again, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer in a 37 rated match in which Mike Mondo defeats Tom Latimer using underhand tactics. Again, has a handful of tights as he rolls him up for the win. So Mike Mondo still on his absolute tear. He has beat Brian Idol twice, and now he has beat the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion in Tom Latimer. So we'll see how this begins to progress throughout the coming shows. Kenzie Page is already back in her hotel room. She says that the NWA needs to give her a real challenge. She's sick of carrying around the likes of Big Mama and defending against the likes of Natalia Markova, who has had multiple opportunities but never been able to beat her. And she says on the next show, when the NWA head to Mexico for NWA Worldwide, she wants a real challenge to come and face her. So we'll see who the NWA comes up with when they head to NWA Worldwide in Mexico City. We'll then have EC3. He is still backstage. He is watching the main event. He stood backstage with the monitor in front of him, that lovely side view that wrestlers like to enjoy. He says that after tonight, he is going to challenge Max the Impaler at NWA Worldwide for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. No one's going to stand in his way. He is going to be the one to challenge Max in Mexico. So we'll see how that match goes down on the next show. But it's now time for your NWA Back to the Territories main event. And in a 51 rated match, the best match of the night, Colby Corino and his mystery partner of Rob Van Dam defeat both Max the Impaler and PCO in just under 15 minutes when RVD pins PCO with the 5-star frog splash. Again, a really good match here. Colby Corino getting a 48, RVD and PCO both getting 47s, and Max getting a 44. Max getting a 44 but being really off her game, as PCO getting a 47 and again being really off his game also. But Max and PCO had great chemistry when teaming together, so we may see PCO again. He was just on a one-night deal, but again, he may be back if they do have a good amount of chemistry together. But RVD, he is here in the NWA, and he's after one thing. He's won the World Championship in ECW. He's won the World Championship in WWE. He's won the World Championship in TNA. And now he wants the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. And whether he wants to face Max the Impaler or EC3, he doesn't care who it is. After NWA Worldwide, he is coming for whoever the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion is. So, we will finish this show there and we'll see what rating we got. So, we get an overall rating of 51 for NWA Back to the Territories. As you see at the top, it was at Showboat Hotel, Atlantic City, the same place as the Crockett Cup final, in front of a few more people with 664. So again, a really good rated show, the best show we have done so far, and a good bit of progression for the storylines. So at NWA Worldwide in Mexico City, we will see Kenzie Page be challenged by a mystery luchadora, and we will see EC3 challenge Max the Impaler for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. So we'll finish off the show. So we'll praise two of our new boys in RVD and Oliver Carter. Again, they both got really good performances tonight. So we'll see how they react to this. I imagine they'll react quite good. Again, RVD seems pleased, and does Oliver Carter. There wasn't any injuries on this show, so we don't have to go through that. But our financial report, again, it was a bit more of an expensive show with the likes of RVD, PCO, Oliver Carter, a few more pricier talents, but we did make just over $8,000 on this show, so we have actually made a good amount of profit. In terms of our popularity recap, we've went up in quite a few regions. Again, moving up to 32 in most of our main regions and 24 in others. So again, we'll see how we progress when we move over to the show in Mexico, which will be the next show you see. So that is it for the post show. That is it for the show in general. I'll see you back at the homepage to see any changes and the viewership that we got for Back to the Territories. So we are back to the homepage. We have to see quite a bit that's happening. We see IWRG here rising fast. They've clearly grown up to being a small promotion. Again, doesn't really look like much else has happened. So we will see what is going on for our male. So it's just our viewing figures. We got about 24,000 viewers on the last show, which is, I believe, if we have a look, that may be slightly down from the Crockett Cup, but it is slightly up from night 1 and night 2. But the Crockett Cup, being a highly regarded show, will obviously have more viewers for it. But again, not many more, about 500 more viewers, and is thus far our best show. So, with that being said, I will finish the episode here. Again, as I said, our next show will be NWA Worldwide 1, which will be from Mexico City. We will have Kenzie Page facing an unknown luchadora, and we will have Max the Impaler defending their NWA World Heavyweight Championship against EC3. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to remember to like, subscribe, do all that YouTube related stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.